the brink of a moment, the world seems to stop. A somber deer rests along the peaceful water body. A tiger steps into the spotlight. For that moment, the forest is alive. The silence might have been broken, but the serenity isn't. Welcome to the Tadoba and Dari Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra, Chandrapur, one of India's most biodiverse reserves. It's far more than a reserve, but it's home to 62 mammal species, over 250 bird species, and finally, 32 reptile species. But beyond its diversity, Tadoba is known for one thing: the Royal Bengal tiger, also known as the reserve's cornerstone. Tadoba is home to 90 to 115 individuals, which is a significant 3 to 4% of the total Bengal tiger population. This makes Tadoba one of the densest Bengal tiger regions, highlighting the park's significance. Tadoba is wild and alive, a sanctuary for hundreds of species, and I was lucky enough to see some of them up close. My walk came next served as a reminder that if we keep interfering with nature to simply enhance our experiences, those experiences will soon be non-existent. I came to the park to calmly witness wildlife, not chaos. But what I saw ended up being a much darker, unseen face of Tadoba. This documentary isn't merely a celebration of the park, but it is also a warning that when a wildlife reserve becomes an entertainment park, it's more like a zoo. Unfortunately, this is where Tadoba's reality currently stands. Overnight, the reserve became a zoo. Tadoba became a stage, and the animals were the performers. On the final safari, the tigress Sonam was spotted. We counted in between 20 to 30 jeeps, with cameras flickering, tourists shouting. The tiger was surrounded. But my experiences aren't the only ones. A more extreme case is when 150 vehicles trapped the tigress Roma, where several drivers were fined and suspended. Buffer roads in Parampur Mohali now collect 28 lakhs in fines for honking, rowdy behavior, and illegal stops. Multiple studies warn that the increased presence of safari vehicles and tourists can all disrupt tigers' hunting, territorial behavior, and reproduction, which are all crucial towards long-term survival. But what's even worse is that the system is being manipulated. Guides are walking over it. On our first safari, we witnessed the guides throwing off the GPS trackers to enter areas that weren't meant for safaris. They were just for sightings. We sighted the tigers, but at what cost? It's unsafe for the wildlife and the people. At the edge of the forest, a deeper struggle unfolds, leaving pristine wilderness as a dreaming reality. While agriculture in the park is limited, it is still existent, with human habitation taking up to 2% of the core area. 59 villages and 40,000 people live around the reserve, with 5 villages being located inside the core. The guide that told us about multiple events revolving around human-wildlife conflict. A tiger had killed a cow just a few days before a safari. And furthermore, there was a den located in the north end of the Kolara Gate, where a man was simply gathering his livestock, and a tiger dragged him deep into the jungle. Unfortunately, tigers attack and kill livestock on a regular basis. This has an adverse impact on the economic condition of the locals, leading to a negative perspective on the reserve management. As the safari progressed, with my own eyes, I witnessed people burning crops near the buffer area of the Moharli Cave. The guide explained how fields were burned after livestock was lost. The smoke just hung over the trees. Domestic cattle have further been known to harm wildlife areas in the park's boundaries. With cattle often grazing in the core and buffer areas, the constant trampling destroys vital plants and water sources that various animals rely on. Furthermore, the cattle compete with other herbivores, where if these other species die out, predators such as tigers and leopards have less prey to hunt. Sadly, human fatalities are on the rise. A staggering 111 human deaths from tiger attacks were reported in 2022, and 43 have already been recorded in 2025. This number depicts a steep increase from just 36 in 2018. Tigers, leopards, and sloth bears have killed 30 to 50 cattle and over 4 people in the year 2023 in Tadoba alone. Then there are forest fires, especially in the dry season. 2 to 16% of Tadoba burns every year, devastating the wildlife. Another major issue is the proposed Human Dam, which can submerge more than 90% of a 7-kilometer forest area, the only linking corridor between Tadoba, Godazari, and Karhandla Wildlife Sanctuary, which is crucial for the movement of the animals. These corridors are further essential for the survival of long-range species. Overall, even with growing tiger numbers, the prey density is not following that same growth, which is a sign that the kingdom Tadoba is gradually shrinking. After the immense issues that I've just stated, it may sound controversial, but Tadoba is fighting back. In October 2024, the reserve expanded by 78.79 square kilometers, which further boosted the core area to 704 square kilometers. This supports more species, whilst helping to conserve endangered plants and animals, making Tadoba even more crucial. Furthermore, 5 villages that were in the park's boundaries voluntarily relocated, with the 6th one being in the process, freeing about 910 hectares for wildlife. There is now also proper healthcare and schools in the new communities, ultimately considering both perspectives of the wildlife and the people. Tadoba, alongside Wildlife Institute of India, have radio-collared 4 male tigers, ranging from 18 to 30 months of age. The outcomes aim to help not just movement patterns and corridors, but would help in better planning of conservation strategies. This is a small part in a broader movement, but it is hope, and it is action. I visited Tadoba for the majestic Royal Bengal tiger, but I found 2 outcomes. Tadoba's future isn't set. It can either be a place of mere entertainment, but it can also be a crucial sanctuary. The choice is up to us, with every safari, every policy, and every visit. Tadoba is not a zoo. It's a home. It needs protection and not applause.